Hello and welcome to today's blog for the 16th of the 10th, 2011. Apologise for the voice, it is tired, as am I, after working yesterday. It's what I do is it's like when you've got everything, the work I've been doing for 5 years, so it's quite surprising to end up one day absolutely knackered from doing it because it's made probably the same thing over and over again. Anyway, today's vlog is about books. Thanks to SF Panda for giving me something to talk about today. Uh, I will get, like I said yesterday, I will get to a list and I will even post links to famous people and famous scientists who have lived in Manchester at some point. I promise. I just need time. I can think of quite a few now, but they're not. I don't have the ability, time to put them all in order and give you a complete rundown of who they are and what they've done. So we will stick to the books. So lists of favourite books. Well, we have to start with this one. This is Mitch Albom's Tuesdays with Morrie. And this I have had for, well, not this copy, because actually this is the only book I will ever give away and don't mind buying again. I think I've given, last count, 4 copies of it away. This is the one I've not yet. This is about a school teacher who is dying of ALS and one of his students who comes back to talk to him every Tuesday. Obviously that's the title, but it's also very, very profound and very quite moving. If you can't get hold of the book, please try and find it on DVD. It was Jack Lemmon's last appearance on film ever, and I will try and find links to where you can find the book or the DVD because it is one of the most brilliant things. Now, my book taste runs quite far. It's huge. It starts off with crime fiction and ends somewhere in sci-fi and, let's see, fantasy is what I listen to. Is that what I? Yeah, it must be fantasy but not horror. Not as this. Not well. I've read Mary Shelley's Frankenstein and the Dracula stuff, but I don't agree with all this vampire stuff now. This, what's it called? Twilight series and whatever the heck is on these supernatural, these so-called family friendly vampires or teenage vampires. I don't get all that. Anyway, back to my books. This is a book called Ian Rankin, Rebus's Scotland. Now, Ian Rankin is a crime author. He wrote and still does write, but this is about his character John Rebus, or DCI Rebus, who works in Edinburgh. It's Scottish, based in Scotland. Now, this is more about creating the character of John Rebus rather than an actual story. I have got the first 6 novels, Rebus novels, and they are quite deep and quite dark, so they're quite interesting as well. So that's those. I do also listen to other read other crime authors whose work I admire. There's the, let's see, Oxford Detective Inspector Morse, and that is, oh dear God, I can't remember who wrote the Morse books. How bad is that? That's quite a thing, that. Ah, okay. Colin Dexter. Colin Dexter was a student in Oxford, and he wrote a series of books called, a series of novels based around a character called Morse. So, as in Inspector Morse. So, they were later made into a television series starring actor John Thaw. Now, back to books. We have Tom Clancy. Now, I've only just started reading the Tom Clancy books after seeing Hunt for Red October. This is the publisher's this film published version. So you get, when, like I said, when they release a film, they usually release the book based film on, and they change the cover. But I have the Tom Clancy. I have quite a big set of Tom Clancy books. I've only just started reading one, which doesn't actually star him, which doesn't actually star the, God, I've forgotten the character's name because I've not started with. Anyway, so that's the Tom Clancy books. And sci-fi books. Sci-fi books, cool sci-fi books. In Britain or America, please don't go off the American version. There is a TV series called Red Dwarf. This is one of the books, and it's quite a comic. It's comic sci-fi. It's not serious sci-fi. It's not. Let me think. What's it not like? The Battlestar Galactica or Star Trek or anything like that. It's comic sci-fi. It did start off in the 80s, so some of the jokes are outdated, but if you can find it on DVD, I would advise you to watch it because it's quite funny. We will probably get back to talking about a dwarf because of Robert Llewellyn at some point. Now, I did talk before about Red Panda. Now, these are the Red Panda books. Right, there are 3 in order there: Crime Cabal, Mindmaster, and Android Assassins. These are really quite surprising books. They are quite deeper than the audio shows. So if you're not, please, if you balk at the idea of buying or becoming a monthly donor for either this or Pendant Productions, I think you can do that for Pendant Productions. I'm not quite sure how they make their money on what they do, but if they release anything like books or tapes or copies, DVD copies or audio copies of their stuff, please buy it, because that is their way of support, so you can get some more stuff off these people, because what they do is brilliant. Anybody that creates anything like this is brilliant. So, okay, so I think, see, I've said so 3 times now. So we have covered Mitch Albom, Ian Rankin. I will probably write or do a vlog about crime authors sometime this week, because I do really want to talk about my book. I know that sounds a bit narcissistic and a bit egoish, but it seems to be running around my head in a bit, so I need to get this out of my head. So I'll probably end up rambling on about this, and I think that's it for the 16th of the 10th 2011. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, if your weekend is just about to start or if it's just about to finish. I hope you enjoyed it. So that's all for me, and thank you once again for watching. Goodbye.